Good evening. It's Tuesday, August 23rd, 2022. I think that's what it is. I'm here, you are here, so we must be in the right place. Evening. It's approximately 6:38. We got a little bit of a late start today, but there were some people that texted me and told me they just couldn't get in the room. So I gave them the benefit of technical difficulties, and they're here and they've joined us, and thank you for being here. We're going to start our meeting after a few words. VPC is a group that collaborates on photos, ideas, critiques, and techniques. We hold monthly meetings where suggestions on improving photographs are heard. We do have guest speakers from time to time, and this is one of those times. Thank you, Jerry Cowart, for our learning session tonight. Looking forward to it. These learning sessions are on camera, gear, software, and other things. Please contact me if you would like to share something about your photography or your workflow process in an incoming Zoom meeting, such as Jerry has. We are known to go on photo walks arranged by VPC or one of the many other Facebook groups we associate with to capture images of some of LA's iconic locations. Some ops that we've seen in recent weeks. Did anyone go to the fair in Santa Anita? Guess not. Did anyone go to the Paranormal Cirque 2 in Woodland Hills? It played between July 28th and August 7th.
No.
Okay. Does anyone go to the concerts in the park at Warner Center? Did you see Billy Nation tribute? He was amazing. No one?
Yeah.
Queen Nation concert just a couple days ago. Rock House. That was a good concert. Coming up is a photo op that's been arranged by one of our own members, Terry. Terry's going to talk about it a little bit later. It's the vintage race car photo op at Penta Motorsports on Saturday, the 27th. That's just a few days from now. We'll discuss at the end of the meeting, when the recording stops for reasons of privacy, where exactly, how we're going to meet, and if there's carpool opportunity. Did you know that VPC requires no dues for membership? At this time, there's no plan for that to change. VPC is not a nonprofit 501c3. VPC is of its membership and for its membership. And thank you for those participating tonight. Jerry Cowart, award-winning photographer and photographic artiste. Like the word East, as a successful award-winning graphic designer for over 40 years, Jerry's interest in photography started during his tour in Vietnam in 1968. He carried a Kodak 35mm Instamatic every place he went. He now shoots with a Canon EOS R5, and he carries it every place he goes. We're going to hear from him after we see 17 photos, which included the topic food, topic food. I have a very special picture to share with you. We're going to view these photos. I would like to see this month a little more commentary. I think we're being very cautious at hurting another artist's feelings, but I think we can all benefit from these photos that are submitted and talk about them in a more critical fashion if you're comfortable with that. And I don't want anybody who's submitting photos to feel like, oh, it's going to be critiqued, and I don't want to be embarrassed. This is a learning process, and we're amongst friends. And if the suggestions that are being made are not appropriate for you, well, then you've heard it and you don't have to accept it. So with that said, I'm going to have homework for the next meeting. Remember, we always have an open topic photo, and that open topic photo is always number one when it's entered. The title of the photo and the subject line of the email are exactly the same. Special topic is always a number 2. Special topic can be an open, but this coming VPC membership meeting, it's going to be doorknobs. And it must be a photo taken anytime in your lifetime. No limit on like it had to be in the month of August, like our food one. See, I just wanted fresh food. Nobody got that. I just wanted fresh food. So the meeting's going to start a slideshow that speaks of all the photo entries, all 17 entries are going to play in a very quick slideshow. It's 49 seconds long. So hold on to your hats, because as soon as I figure out how to share my screen, my whole screen, screen number 2, optimize for video clip and share sound. Bam, here we go. Can you see the red?
Yes.
Oh, there's a typo in that screen.
Beautiful photos.
Nice.
I think so. I think we're going to have a real nice meeting tonight.
Yeah.
We're going to start with our first photo, and I will share the screen again. Our first photo. Oh boy, I hate when you guys do this to me. You know what? I'm not going to even read the titles. They're plenty large. I'm going to share the screen. Read it yourself. This first one, it's a tongue twister for me. Here we go. Is up. And it's just a visitor center entrance. I'm going to cheat. Baps, Shri, never mind. Anyone want to help me with that?
No way.
Oh, no way.
Is this
I
the
took
one?
the-
Is this the one?
I took the picture and I can't say it. So
Is this the one off of Topanga as you drive toward the canyons or something? Toward the ocean?
no, this is in Chino Hills.
Oh, the Hidden Hills one. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I almost got in an accident on the freeway when I saw it. This huge edifice, this whole, this huge temple. That's just the entrance to the visitor center.
Chino
open.
Hills, you said?
Yeah, it's Chino Hills, I think.
Yeah.
It's open to the public? Is that?
Yes, at specific times. I would get in touch, particularly since COVID's not really gone yet. I don't know if they're still open.
It's a beautiful photo. My goodness.
You know what?
Well, thank you.
I
Thank you.
like the shading and the gradation, but what really is distracting is the really bright top part where those arches are. That's just pure burned
Yeah.
out white. I think a little gradient probably would have helped tone that down. Because your eye always goes, not that drastic, but anyway, I think a gradient would have toned that down, and your eye wouldn't go distracted to there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a good call.
Reminds me of the Alhambra in Granada, Spain.
Yes, yes, it does.
I love the architecture.
Beautiful.
I do too.
I'm pleased with the
The
point.
whole temple area, I mean, is phenomenal there as far as the architecture, and workmanship.
The way you've used your light too, this could look really flat, and it doesn't. I mean, you can see that there's a square shape in this
Mhm.
here, which
Yeah.
is really nice.
Yeah, the point of view is what's impressing me the most. I get a feel for the depth of the room.
Yeah.
Well, he captured all the detail too, which is nice.
Is this all handheld?
Yes.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Whose photo is it? I
It's Bill.
Okay,
Bill,
So it was shot at 1/60th of a second at an f-stop
Oh,
of 9, at an f-stop of 9. So now I understand the handheld question. Yeah, that's
oh,
some
wow.
good hand holding.
Yeah.
well, thank you.
That's a steady hand. Wow, Bill, I didn't realize that.
If I have enough coffee, I'm pretty good. So,
Very nicely done. Our next photo, I think I go down to this little arrow down at the bottom. It's titled Dainty Pastry.
Mm.
Thank you. I can pronounce that.
I could eat it right now, the way I feel.
Me too.
I could eat that one right now.
Yeah, it looks yummy.
Mhm.
well, once again, I would take down some of that hot spot if possible. Because it's got so many layers, and it's got these really nice leading lines that, all curve around, and the contrasting dark and light.
I
But
agree. I agree,
some-
Terry. I lit it with plexiglass. I used the light shining through plexiglass, which is why it created that. So if next time, if I did it again, I would definitely soften the light more to get less of that. I would put like either just tracing paper up or tracing paper over the plexiglass to see what that does. But
Well, one
yeah,
thing-
I agree with you.
one thing you can do is shoot it right on a half a stop under, a full stop under, because you might be able, you could bring out, as long as you don't get the black areas black, you can
Right.
always bring out shadow detail. But once it's blown, you should look at your history
Yeah.
and see if there's anything blown out, because
Can't bring it back. Yeah.
you can't bring it back, and it's much easier to shoot like a third of stop under, not blow stuff out, than it is to shoot right on. I've discovered
Absolutely.
that I discovered that pretty much my best exposure usually is a minus a third.
Yeah,
Right.
that's what I'm doing. That's what Elaine's doing. Minus a third.
Yeah.
What about taking this exposure down just a tiny bit here? You're a little high.
It's
Let's
not
go
the
down.
same.
I know it's not the same, but there is an improvement. It's not the same. I agree.
You would have to locally edit it.
Yeah, what I do
You
wanna,
can
what I
just get
do
one
wanna
of the
say-
bubbles and you can go over there right by this, the hot spot, and then you can just put more detail with clarity.
You could clone out the chocolate to, yeah. I mean,
Nah,
That's-
no, it's so much easier if you went just in, just did a
adjustment brush.
local. Yeah,
Adjustment brush. Okay.
Yeah.
so I want to say that I like that secondary actor on the right side there. I think this photo would not be as good if it hadn't had another Danish in the background.
Yeah. When I
Right.
first looked at it, I thought it didn't belong there, but then the more I looked at it, the more I realized that it would have been just, it adds a lot to it,
It
having
adds
that
a
piece
lot.
there.
It adds a lot.
Yeah.
Very, very good choice, in my opinion.
Yeah.
All right,
Thank you.
so I look at this any longer, I'm going to be very hungry.
I thought,
Thank you.
High above the times. High above the times.
Mm.
for the trees.
Oh my goodness, I typed it wrong. Trees, high above the trees.
Oh,
This is beautiful.
yeah.
I love the colors. I love the sky. And I like the minimalism as well.
I don't know if it's sharp. That's the only thing. The palm tree is definitely not sharp, but
Is the aircraft?
I
can't-
don't know. I mean, you'd have to blow it up and look at it.
Do I have to blow it up?
No, but I would say whoever shot this picture, if you're gonna do something to this effect, you might want to just have a really short shutter speed and more wide open, because depth of field is not really relevant here.
This cloud
Thank you.
kind of gets in the way of the gradation of reds to blue. And maybe taking that out would make it less apparent.
Makes sense. I thought about that as well.
And I think, no hard feelings here, I think the watermark doesn't work. This is a photo that doesn't need a watermark, or such a pale one, like maybe 10%, so that you have it branded, but it's a third element here that I don't need to see.
Okay,
Fourth element.
that makes sense too. Thank you.
Sure.
I really like the simplicity of this. My goodness. Wow. Very nice.
Without the watermark, you wouldn't. I don't know how to fix that. There's nothing I can do, but yeah, I could clone it, right?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, no.
No, without the watermark. I did not do an edit. I just, without the watermark.
Yeah, it's kind of, doesn't quite work, but as a photo, but yes, it's less distracting with the idea of it being gone.
Right, yeah.
So like a 10% or 20% grade on it, if you're gonna brand it, that would, it was 100%, it wasn't necessary. All right, we'll go on to the next photo, which everybody's getting to see before I want you to. Bob, you didn't even know you put this one in for me, did you?
So this is for the food category?
Yes.
That's what I was gonna ask. I don't know.
So if your name is Jared Poland and you have a viewing audience of tens and tens and tens of thousands of people, and you submit a photograph and you're on railroad tracks, that man has a hissy fit.
Oh,
So I saw this photo and I know where I am. And I know that the trains are not running and I'm in no danger. So normally one should not stand on a railroad track that's hot and active, especially alongside something like this that could be a switch and
wow.
your foot is in it or your foot is on it. And all of a sudden, ding, 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 and your foot is stuck in there. So Jared has a very valid point, but I show this photo and I'd show it to Jared too, because this track ends and the locomotives are not going to be running. They're under extreme supervision for when they're moved around, and it's safe to do that at this place. And I just thought it was a fun photo because I'm walking around with 3 cameras around my neck. Next.
Don't you get a neck ache?
Yes, I do. That's what ibuprofen 800 is for.
How many cameras do you have there?
3.
That's what it looked like. Yeah.
And a backpack with 2 more lenses, and my belt had another lens.
Oh my God.
Location, location, location.
Is
Looks
this
like
Bodie?
Is that Bodie?
Yes.
Like it. Yeah. Very nice.
I'm loving this photo.
The only thing is, I probably wouldn't put the cabin smack dab in the middle.
Yes, I was thinking of doing that, but then I would have lost some of the sky too.
Either that or make it a panorama, lose some of the foreground.
Actually, what I did, and I had a lot of fun doing it, there were different things in the picture that I got rid of, including a guy looking at that window. He was right in front of the window on the right.
Hmm.
And
Wow.
his wife or girlfriend was standing right there too.
Wow.
And in the front somewhere there was I don't remember what it was. It wasn't old though, so I thought it didn't belong in my picture. So that whole front is the plants are pretty much fake.
Oh, wow.
I mean, not fake, but they weren't
Did a
there.
great job of putting them in.
If
Thank
you can find the original before we end, Helene, I email it to me. I'd like to share it because you've done a lot of work.
Yeah,
And it's just beautiful. The work is very well done.
it's
Can
beautiful.
someone crop out a third of the foreground just to see what it looks like?
It's beautiful. I love it the way it is.
Okay, well, I'm just asking.
Well, no, yeah, it'd be interesting. You know what? I try it. I always try my pictures in different ways. And I just didn't see, you're cutting off the other building.
I totally agree. I'm just going there because we learn by going there.
And also, in my case, I didn't do 11 by 14 like I used to always do when I cropped, but I left it original size in case.
I think this is where you break the rule and get away with it. I like it just where it is.
Okay.
I happen to, that's just me, so.
But you know, one of the, I'm trying to remember, one of the judges that we have at f-stop, his first question is, what's the subject of the picture? And it's obviously the cabin, and so make the cabin more of the photo. Because right now it's taking up maybe a quarter of it. And you know, with if you do some little manipulations, then the cabin sticks out more, because that's the story.
No, works for everybody. Hold on a moment.
It could also be the story that it's a cabin in a desolate area.
No.
Yes, I understand, Lloyd. I'm just telling, I'm giving my point of view on it.
Yeah, I like your point of view.
Text me and I'll text it back.
I think
I like hearing your point.
I think about 10 steps to the left and pan right. That's just.
Okay, so I found something. That little thing right there is the same on that side as it is on that side. Get over here. Get over here. Oh my goodness, where is it? How big is this picture? That right there is the same as that right there.
Yep, you're right.
That hedge is the opposite of that one there.
The
I love
Walter
your
Sumner
work,
is
Helene. I
What?
love your work.
Jay, I didn't hear what you said.
I said I love your work.
Thank you.
Nice gardening.
Yeah, I like this a lot. To be, you know, really picky on a beautiful shot. This little area in the very front, it's like the little wedge, like on the right-hand side at the very bottom. I mean, it's a really small thing.
The
But
wedge.
my eye did go there. I know because you put in, you know, other bushes and stuff. I probably would have taken that out. Overall, I mean, it's a little teeny thing. So
What are you talking about, a wedge?
down at the very bottom right, there's a,
Right there.
Oh, yeah, that was.
I mean, it's
that
very
must be in the
minute,
original
but-
picture. I'm looking for the original picture.
Okay.
Helene, I like how the windows are lit.
Oh, thank you.
You know, it highlights the windows.
You know
It's,
what?
It's good.
I would like to tell you that I took the picture exactly like that. That picture isn't exactly anything. I found the picture, but now I gotta go back and get it, and I can share it.
Oh, this is a composite, I suppose. then.
Oh, it's not composite mostly. It just messed with it.
Somebody needs to check their microphone, please. I don't want to look for you. Mute yourself. All right, we're going to move on to the next photo. Right now.
Lovely.
beautiful shot.
Wait, well done.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I can't tell on my screen. It looks like there's a whole lot of noise.
I was gonna say the same thing. There's a ton of
I don't know
noise.
if that's my
No, you're seeing the noise. And
I
I'm
see.
gonna talk about that. Because if you've got 1/3200th of a second at f14 and an ISO of 3200, 3200 is killing this photo. The ISO is killing this photo. It should be ISO 400 or 800. It should be f what? You guys tell me. F 5.6, I think.
Yeah, there's not much depth of field there.
And not only that, it should be like at 1/250th or maybe.
Yeah, F14 is just killing you. And the ISO, there's so much noise in that ISO range on, you know, most of the
Most
cameras
cameras.
can't handle that. Now you could run it through a denoise program and probably make that significantly better, but
There you go. So there's two solutions, a different choice of camera settings, and instead of using aperture or shutter priority, this person in this particular case used ISO priority, and it wasn't a good choice. The ISO is too high. I do this at concerts all the time, but the graininess, I use it to my advantage in a black and white photo.
yeah.
If this photo was converted to black and white, the noise works.
Yeah, but the sunset doesn't.
I
Right.
agree.
I agree.
We're talking about ISO and getting graininess and making it work for concert photography or maybe portraiture. I didn't say that this photo benefits. I said that noise can benefit by being turned off with a
Yeah.
black and white setting.
The other
a
thing
monochrome
is,
setting.
this setting's not, I mean, this, you've got a few minutes to shoot it. So shoot it at tons of different ISOs and shutter speeds and depth of fields and all that. Just fly, shoot 200 shots of this thing, and then one combination might be the one you want.
Yeah, and you know what? We didn't even ask the maker of the photo if this was their intent. They may have wanted it to look this way. So we didn't give them the benefit of the
Right.
doubt that they were looking for this look.
Right.
So this may be the artist's choice, as opposed to what I'm going to show you in a second here. But
So
I just-
Jay, sadly, no, it was not my choice. But I appreciate all the points of how to move forward. That was really cool. I wanted to make sure that I saw the clouds, the marine layer, which is why it kind of went a little bit dark. But yeah, I get the point about the ISO, and
yeah, so
if
my
I'm ever there again, I will try and take a lighter one.
So my finishing of what I wanted to say here is you have tools that can rescue photos like this. And I'm gonna bring it took me seconds.
One thing that is nice about the,
It took me seconds.
Oh, wow.
It took me seconds. Topaz,
Denoise?
denoise,
Denoise.
AI,
Wow.
standard setting. I just set it on clear.
Yep.
And bam, the noise is literally
Oh,
gone.
wow.
Yeah.
it also
Yeah.
looks a lot sharper.
Yeah,
Topaz is so terrific. I'll tell you, you guys recommend.
Oh, so I
Wow.
along with the critique,
What a
there are
difference.
tools at our disposal that can fix that. I mean, just look at the
Oh,
difference.
Yeah, this is cool.
One of the other things about the F14 that is a positive thing is it's what's giving you those streaks.
Yes,
If you go to 5.6, you're not going to get nearly
correct.
that
You're
kind
getting
of.
the starburst here because
Ah.
you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You have a 16 blade aperture in your lens.
Right. So that's one positive about
Yes, starburst only comes from
that,
a high.
that particular f-stop. The
Oh,
other thing is, again, it's like Jerry said, it's a picky little nitty thing, and I don't think the horizon line is level.
What
Or
about,
maybe it's
how much is the Topaz? Like, are we talking $100 one time?
3 different programs, $140 for 3 different programs.
Okay,
Horizon straight no.
yeah.
I paid for Topaz Denoise AI, Gigapixel AI, and Sharpen AI as a package. And I don't think I paid more than 150 with tax and dealer prep.
Christmas
And-
time, it's on sale for half of that usually.
oh,
And when it did go on sale, I told them I just bought it 25 days ago. I want my difference in price. They gave it to me.
oh, wow.
They're a very good company. I just think they update the software a little too frequently. It seems like every time I use it, there's an update available.
Yeah.
And I don't want to take a chance with an update because I'm a computer guy. I don't want to take a chance with an update when I'm doing work that is time sensitive. So I'll wait. I'll postpone it till I have time to fool around, because if it doesn't work, I got to downgrade. So this photo was rescued very well by Denoise AI.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful photo.
Nice demo.
Oh, yeah.
And it's the kind of photo that I might, put in to a meeting just to get a dialogue going.
Yeah.
Because we all came together here very well and made this photo better. Thank you. It's what I want this club to be about.
Yeah, thank you.
This is a
Mhm.
crunchy.
Yummy, yummy. Oh,
Fruit.
boy.
I like
This
that.
is such a fantastic idea.
Fruit Loop cocktail.
I'm
I like the bokeh effect, but I just think it's a little hot. I think that it adds a lot, and I wouldn't take it out, but I'm just wondering how you could tone them down.
The spots.
Yeah, that's bokeh.
Oh.
Like BOCCEH, I think it is.
BOKEH.
Okay, thank you, Jay.
Oh.
Most of what I say is bokeh.
Well, you guys can't even see me. I'm really dark up there. Wow. I moved the camera a little bit.
I really
Is
like
that-
the idea. This is what's nice about this shot is that it was shot for the assignment, and someone was very clever. This didn't happen spontaneously. This is a well thought out, well composed concept that was that
Well
came to
executed.
fruition. Yeah.
Very well executed. Thank you. That's a very good point. I asked for a photo that was made in the month of August, and this certainly was. I know what you were doing at 2 p.m. Very nicely done.
Do you add salt to the lemon before you drink
To the
it?
rim, to the rim.
I'd add sugar to this one.
That's cool. It's really nice.
I'm going to pick on one thing. I have to. I'm gonna pick on that.
Is that a hot spot?
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Blair.
Yeah, I'm not going to try to fix it, but I'm just saying that's the spot that's a little bit hot. No, stop doing that. What the heck?
Good for trying to fix it.
Just that's the spot that I think is.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah, those other.
You're right.
And you don't have to take this photo again. You just have to go pixel browse or what do they call it? Pixel peek and fix it. It's such a little thing.
Same thing on the other side. There's 4 dots.
I kind of like those. They're not as hot.
Eh.
I don't know. You can opinionate this thing to death, but this is a very clever photo. Thank you so much for taking the assignment seriously. I really like that. And we'll go on to the next photo. I know someone's very anxious to see this. Oh, come on. I'm not going to use Lightroom anymore. Okay, was this in-camera photo stacking? How did you accomplish this? This is phenomenal. Even the spider web is in focus here. What did you do?
First I had to pay the dragonfly very well.
Yes.
To wait.
And he took Venmo from you.
And I used that's probably 1,000 millimeter equivalent telephoto type shot that I shot from about 4 feet.
Oh my
So
goodness.
I was really close to him, and it in the telephoto or the camera basically said that the differential between the light here and the light here is so much that we're going to just black all this out. And it's obviously not obviously, but it's not black. It was midday and all, but the fact that I was close and all, the camera just said, I can only take so much. The other thing that's kind of fortunate about this is that this is all a flat plane.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So I could get, a nice focus. This is not in focus, but I did use Topaz Sharpen to see if I couldn't get a little bit more sharpness out of it. But just the fact that it's in one plane makes it work better. And my goal with this picture actually is to put the dragonfly on either a tower or a tree or a building as a composite, sort of a sci-fi thing, because it's so,
Definitely
so
a building.
metallic. Yeah, you know, or like a
Calm.
tower. At Descanso, there were a couple of towers that I shot pictures of that looked pretty promising, except for all the wires. But you know, it just looked kind of otherworldly to me.
Especially the eyes.
Yeah, it's hard to get the eyes without getting it blown out. And with him facing away, it's better. But there's usually a patch on each eye that gets almost blown out unless you're able to back the exposure a little bit.
Were we handheld here?
What's that?
Were we handheld?
Oh yeah.
Is this a 300 f2.8?
This is the 150 to 400,
The microphone.
and I use the 1.2 doubler, or the 1.2 teleconverter. So it's basically 1,000 millimeter equivalent lens.
Wow, that's an expensive lens.
Yeah, it is, and it's really cool.
They go on sale for $7,900 every now and then.
And it's really cool, and it does so many things so well. It acts like this is in the macro mode, and then it's got a switch on it where you can say, I want to shoot within like macro, which is like maybe
It's a
4 feet
limiter
away.
stick.
And then I can also set it so that it wants to focus from, say, 6 meters to infinity.
Yeah, so it doesn't rack.
It
It doesn't rack.
Yeah.
It's really versatile, and it weighs 4 pounds.
Yeah, next time I have close to $8,000, I'll just.
And this was handheld, right?
Yep.
Handheld.
Gorgeous.
There's a lot to be said for Micro Four Thirds and an Olympus camera. There really
Yeah.
is. I'm loving mine. And their tutorials,
Excellent.
they're marvelous. Oh my God. And the next tutorial, when I received an email for today, is in-camera photo stacking.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So this one's not stacked.
I appreciate that.
I may have to try it with that lens.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Especially if this were not on the same plane,
Yeah.
you would have needed it.
Yeah,
next
by the
photo.
way, right now at Descanso, there are really wonderful dragonfly opportunities.
Okay. Let's go there. Thank
You
you.
don't see everybody on there.
Our next photo, Pharaoh Sanders is Joy.
Wow, I love this
Lovely.
photo.
Amazing.
Gosh.
Yeah, it's an amazing shot.
That's gorgeous.
Wow.
I can hear him play.
Oh, wow.
It-
Wow.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah,
whatever filter you
Wonderful.
applied really works.
Fantastic shot.
I'm gonna be the only one that says I don't like it.
But there's a filter
I
on it.
don't.
Oh.
I
Like-
don't.
is
I
it?
don't like. I played saxophone, and I do not like that his hand is gone. And I'm gonna do something really quick.
This is us.
I do something really quick.
Keep your hand in there.
I gotta go down.
Is there a filter applied to this?
Hmm.
No,
Interesting.
the maker probably isn't online.
I don't care what the maker thinks of an edit. We're learning. from
There's
it. Is there
there's a lot of
anybody?
grain in this photo too that it washes.
Is there?
washes
But you see, a musician, and this kind of grain, it works. But I'm asking a question: is there anybody in this room that likes what I just did?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I mean,
And now I'll do a reset on this.
The thing
He's
about
got
it
the
is,
lip black space.
I'm surprised that he only has one sax.
I think
Often
if,
plays 2 at the same time.
I think this would have been just
his screen.
as powerful without whatever effect they put on this, because there's clearly an effect. This is not just noise.
yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
I
It's
didn't realize
different.
that.
It's different, and I like that he's being an artist. There's no secret who it is. It's Watermark.
Oh.
It's nice that he's being artistic here. I appreciate that. I just don't like the crop because I played sax and I don't like my hand being
Yeah,
chopped.
I mean, anyway, portraits, you're not supposed to cut off hands. I mean, in general. And
And my
besides,
crop, I actually cut off his hair. You saw me do that. I intentionally went up here and
but Jay, his head is the story.
and I cut off his hair, and I could go a lot of places here, but I liked losing the neck. I liked that. I could leave that detail in also, and bam, it just speaks. It speaks so loudly.
You go
Yeah,
right
plus
to his.
now the clarinet, the sax becomes a leading line also.
I love it.
Yeah.
You go right to his face here.
And
But the original was really nice too.
I didn't say it wasn't.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I did not say it wasn't. I like
Just another, it's another
just
take.
another way of doing it.
So his left hand is the one, or his right hand is the one that has been taken out, or is?
No, it's the left hand whose fingers are not on the registers there, and it just doesn't work for me.
Looks like his left hand is below the crop.
Yeah.
If you look at his wrist.
Okay.
I don't think.
Okay.
Who knows?
We're good.
The beatings will continue, Jay.
No. Yeah. Please, you're welcome to come back next month.
This musician also plays multiple sax simultaneously.
Oh wow!
Which is almost unheard of, but
yeah,
he's been known to do it.
Okay.
Okay, that was
beautiful.
I had a little rush there. That was good. I like this photo very much. Thank you.
Beauty. Ooh.
Red, white, and blue.
There's some food.
Once again, this one's composed. This one didn't happen by accident. You didn't come across the scene.
And I'm going to comment on
Where's
ISO
all this
3
coming
8.
from?
Why
You
would
see
you
that?
go? I have to know, why did you go 1.6 at f8 and ISO 320? You're using an Olympus camera. You've got up and down movement blur here.
I have no idea why all these white spots are in here. They were not in mine when I thought I sent it. I don't know what to say.
Okay, let's not worry about it. Let's learn from it. There's a little bit of up and down motion blur here, even on the celery.
It
Just
was
a little
handheld.
tiny bit of up and down. So I'm curious why the particular shutter speed was chosen when, I mean, you composed everything so perfectly. The stem and the apple, the way the shield is facing, the direction of the pits inside the berries,
Well, Jay,
curvature of the celery. This is so well thought out.
There's even a more basic question.
You need a tripod.
Why? Yeah. Why not a tripod? Subject's not going anywhere.
So I got rid of the white blotches. Okay, maybe not the way you would have, but it's just not sharp.
No, what began this picture, and I don't know, must have been 50, and I kept moving the light around and changing things, so I can't remember why I did this at the time, but it was probably late.
Also, Linda, I did ask for a resend on this one because the first one didn't produce for me. So you may have picked a different one, but I'm just sharing with you. I need you to know, I loved what you put into this photo.
Oh, thank you.
That's
I mean,
gorgeous.
it is your idea, your brain was on fire here. This is wonderful.
The thing that really bothered me is that what started this, by the way, was the celery. It was in the vegetable bin too long, and it was all these beautiful shapes. And I said, oh, I got to do something with this. Sat on my counter a few days, and then I just kind of I photographed it with many different vegetables and items. And once I put the blueberries in this little English biscuit jar, oh my God, it just did it for me.
Yeah.
And this wasn't my food entry, but I really figured out how to darken the celery just a little bit. I thought it was a little bit blown out.
Oh,
You could select that color. You could do
Select-
you could do a mask based on color, because it's the only green thing you got.
Okay, okay. I've got to learn how to do that.
You can just
So,
do that, yeah, in luminance also.
Yeah.
okay,
Oh,
Linda.
no.
for-
You know what you could,
In the
you know,
photo again.
use what you do is you go to the saturation or hue or whatever you want to do, and use the targeted adjustment tool, the little dot, and
uh-huh,
hover over the greens, and it'll only affect the range of colors in the greens.
okay.
With luminance, it would do the job.
Right.
I sharpened it.
Okay.
Linda, did you say you thought the celery was too bright?
Yeah, I lost
Oh.
a whole bunch of detail, so I worked on getting the grain
Yeah.
back. I spent so much time on that, and I felt there was still a few little hot areas, but I don't
I
know
like
what I
the
would.
tones a lot.
Yeah,
Hey Jay, can you just hover over the greens with the targeted adjustment tool and see what it
Do
does?
what now?
Go to saturation or hue,
Go to your HSL,
HSL panel.
this one.
And do what?
Grab the little targeted adjustment
Do it
tool.
with luminance. So click luminance and then grab that little guy and then go here, drag it down.
Do what?
Go touch that little guy, go to the green, click and drag down. There you go.
Oh, son of a gun. You taught me something new. How the hell did you do
called,
that?
That's called the targeted adjustment tool. And what it
How did
does
you-
is it allows you to pick a particular color range. Now, if this had other green in it, like in the apple, it would
Yes.
affect the color of the apple's green too, because it's not
It'll affect
masking,
this
but
down here.
but since the green here is so distinct, there's nothing else in the other color range, you can use that tool effectively.
Yep.
very cool. Well, thank you for all those suggestions.
So you are appreciative, right? We're not that harsh. No, we're not harsh. That's what I just want to cross. We're not being harsh. We're wonderful. I just took my smartphone of my screen. I've been 5 minutes with concert hosts, and this would have saved me
Yeah, I
hours.
love
That
that
was so
tool.
easy. That was so easy to just go in there and grab something and go up or down with it. I see what's happening.
It's wonderful to do that with the skies, and especially if you're doing like black and white and you want to get the blacks, make the sky
Yeah.
black.
You can
You click on it, drag it down, and the blue just
There's
goes
another
black.
trick.
I'm so
That's
impressed
another-
by that.
While we're on this subject, convert this to black and white, just for a sec. Okay, now take the targeted adjustment tool and click on the greens again.
Take this.
Yes, go over to the silly.
Yes.
Now bring it up and down.
I see what you're doing. You've targeted that color and you've brought it.
You're processing a black and white shot, but you're selecting the color that you want to affect
Yes,
in the black and white, in
Yes,
the black and
wow.
white range.
exactly.
So I use that a lot in processing black and whites. It's because you look at the color and then you look at the black and white and you can see, oh, I think this would be better toned down, or this one would be a little hotter. And you can, and that way it's like a zonal system, and you're selecting the zone you want to affect.
Thank you for that information, Terry.
Oh, my pleasure.
Thank you for the entire critique. I really do appreciate that. And I love that we do critique. I think that's really essential. That's why we're all here.
Gosh, this is where I want to go forward. I really want to be, we're all friends. And we don't have to accept someone saying, I don't like your tie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what if they don't like their tie? I like the tie and I'm gonna wear it. But we learn from this. And I'm so glad that that point hit home. I've been waiting almost 26 months for that to hit home. Yes.
No more.
We know it
This
didn't.
Is that a food shot?
Yeah, that's a food shot. You're gonna take that big old cow and slice and dice them.
Oh.
I
This
like
will be a
it.
food shot. This will be a food shot.
Yeah.
No, I love the fact
Steak
that
on the line.
I love the fact that there's so much action, but you caught the lasso just about to go around the head. That really,
That is really
and the
nice.
plane of the lasso really, really adds a lot to it.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
And it
speak
certainly
to-
helps that the guy's not falling off his horse while he's doing it, like I would be.
Right.
You
It's
know,
still, I don't know, is this yours, Jerry?
Yes,
It's a little, what's the word? I can't think, it's a little too high key for me. Did you do something to it to make it that high key?
yeah, I gave it a little more, yes, yeah,
I know that's your vision. I see it in a lot of your shots.
right,
and
right.
I appreciate the eye about it, but to my eye,
How did you-
sometimes it's a distraction that need not be there.
I see.
But I've seen enough of your work to know that this is your vision. And I'm not
Yes,
telling you your vision's wrong. And when I process photos, I process them only for me.
Right,
And I want to satisfy myself.
right.
But if you want a little broader audience, or you're open to something, you might want to try taking the high key down a little bit and see what version you like. It's easy to do.
Right, yeah. I'm looking at this, some of the, the highlights, the whites have gone a little too white from what I see on my screen. So I can see that has a, yeah, it's a different feel. So I think the major thing that I really was engaged with was this writer, that the way he's releasing it with his hand, and then the rope
Yeah.
itself. I mean, for the writers, they see this shot and they go bananas over it, because it's capturing a really beautiful moment.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times the lasso is not this perfect circle,
No.
but
perfect.
they're trying to do it, and then to be able to capture that and the motion and his kind of style was like, oh my God, this is really good. And then it can get in the way, the processing of, how others might work with it. So I can understand that.
Great shot.
Gorgeous, gorgeous,
you.
Jerry.
Wow. Just wow. I'm sorry I'm fooling around with it so much, just trying to share. Wow. Wow. Next one, we're going to speed up a little bit because Jerry has a presentation to give. So let's get to
It
that.
won't be very long, so we can spend a long time.
No worries, no worries. We're at an hour mark now, and I want to be under 2 hours, because if I'm over 2 hours, people don't come back.
No.
okay.
So I want to know, is this a male or a female?
We're not gonna ask.
I think
Oh.
it's a female.
I like that extra little head next to his face.
This one here, the
The-
photo bomber?
Yeah, making it 5. Yeah, that's nice.
Oh,
Good capture.
Photo bomb.
Yeah. It's really good. Everybody,
Lord, you got to teach me how to zoom better. Why does it go like from zoom to not zoom to then zooming really big?
oh.
Can't
Look
tell
at
you.
that photo bombing. That is fantastic.
no, but what makes a shot, and go back to the full frame,
I will.
is that you've
Figure out
got
how.
The colors are nice too.
every catch light, every person has a catch light, which brings them all to life. And it helps that they're all in the same plane because you shot at f4. This would not work if they were staggered behind each other.
It's a neat photo.
That's fun.
Wow.
Whose arm is this? I
Where,
can't figure out whose arm that is.
That's her arm. Or
It's, her
This
arm.
one?
It's just at a funny,
Oh, it's on her shoulder.
yeah.
These are her
Oh,
hand.
it's from her shoulder on, it's her arm.
Yeah.
It's on
Yeah.
her
Yeah.
shoulder,
Boy, it's this.
or his shoulder, or their
But it
shoulder.
is a little blown, it is a little hot, but you can probably use AI.
Maybe some D haze would soften that.
Maybe AI Sky. Try
Sure.
AI Sky.
What did I get last? Yeah.
Do you know about AI Sky?
Yep, and our next photo is coming up right now, and it's the new category of food. And if any of you don't want to eat after this, it's not my fault. Okay, you're all gonna go on a diet now.
Oh, what comes next?
Chickpeas.
That's a tease.
I don't know. One of the things, just once again, my eye goes right to the left side of that screen with that real bright red, naan or whatever it is,
Yeah, this here.
I look at the
Yeah.
yogurt.
whatever.
I don't know where the green's coming from.
You know, it's a part where you're talking about the brightness of on the left side of the screen.
Okay, where's the green coming from?
The plate.
Plate.
Oh, yeah, if you stand back, it's green on the left. And
It's
then
green all over.
Green here,
Yeah.
it's,
Yeah.
I don't know where
The
this green.
fork is green.
I don't understand why.
it's probably something overhead, like a,
There we
like an
go,
umbrella.
fixed. It's fixed now.
That's funny.
Yeah, so
Yeah, and so is the brightness of the bread or whatever.
So what I learned is there's the target arrow. Now it's now much better.
Yeah.
The green is gone, and now we just need to fix the other things that are happening here. Maybe take the whites down a little bit, maybe fix the blacks a little bit, and now it's more like food. And then we go here, give it a more metallic look.
There's lots of things you can do, but yeah.
Yeah, okay, next photo is going to be dessert. No, maybe not.
Yeah.
Brussels sprouts.
Nothing.
Recording stop.
This meeting is being recorded.
What just happened here?
It doesn't like you, Jay.
No, this is very serious. This is the first time I've had a failure in all these months.
Oh, well.
This is terrible, and I don't know if it's gonna finish or not. Maybe I'll have to put 2 pieces up. Oh, my goodness.
That's
Does-
okay.
does-
It did say- Wait, it did say recording stopped, and then a moment later it said started, right?
Yeah, I did. It
Yeah.
said-
Yeah.
All right, I'll have
Probably
to
a
learn how to
wireless
put it
thing.
together. So,
It's
so
okay,
I-
Jenny. Relax.
I think this, no, I'm a perfectionist. This got its green from the other picture. I think there was a bleed over.
Ah,
I'm hungry.
So is this,
Next-
are these
next-
oysters
next
or
photo.
Brussels sprouts?
Next photo, I think we need a drink.
Brussels sprouts and pearl onions.
Oh,
Ah,
My husband loves
Hey.
them, I know.
great,
Oh,
Mike.
My husband likes this.
Nice.
but it's really nice. This perspective is what makes it.
yeah.
It was right before I drank it.
And the foam's not blown out, which is, that's really nice.
Yes, yeah.
Very nice. I like
I
this.
was under an umbrella.
Well, that helped.
Yep. And I was shooting it with, I think a 24 millimeter lens right in front of it. So it was, I could be nice and close.
Yeah,
That's
everything's-
the complementary colors is great. Great minds think alike in the beer.
Think a pint, think a pint.
Think a pint. Oh, my bad.
That's why it's so cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw what the writing was on the glass and thought, okay, I'm going to take a picture of this.
Next photo.
Good grab. Yeah.
Next photo is. My mouth is watering.
Oh, my.
Tri-tip.
That I need.
Okay, why is the fork and the knife under the plate?
Why not?
Alongside would be better.
Hey, you know, if we were gonna be that way, I would have gotten some fancy napkins and done it just right.
Yeah, how do you eat without a napkin?
That's
This is
natural.
something I took because I was gonna share it with my kids. And I never got around to it, but it's,
Oh,
I
I
gotta
love
tell
it.
you, it was really good. There's
It looks
cheese on that
phenomenal.
broccoli and I'm starving. I wish I had it right now.
Is that kashi with it?
Is it what?
Kashi?
No, brown rice.
Brown
Okay.
rice. Now, what, is that like prime rib or?
No, it's tri-tip. Who said it before?
Me.
No,
Me who?
Me.
Lloyd.
Yeah, tri-tips is perfectly rare, but the vegetables are a little overcooked for me, but no, it's gorgeous. I'm kidding.
The colors are, colors
If
are
you
nice.
wanna,
And hey,
if you
look,
wanna
Photoshop
serve
Queen,
it,
Photoshop Queen, you should have gotten rid of that little speckle there.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was
It's
there. I
the
wouldn't get rid of it.
broccoli. It's a
What I
broccoli
did
flower.
get rid of, what I
Uh.
did get rid of was the chip in the plate.
No,
If
that's-
it says Libby's, Libby's, Libby's on a label, you will like it on your table.
Oh my goodness.
Next is, and the last, the final one, and nobody sent us a dessert, darn it.
Yeah, I did.
oh,
Oh, food, yeah.
I
am
like that the
so
fork is on the
hungry.
plate.
Mushrooms and asparagus.
Yeah,
Yummy.
shiitake. Oh boy, I
You
can
know
eat
what?
that plate.
It's
Oh,
a
Actually,
great.
they're oyster mushrooms, but I didn't realize my fork needed to be cleaned, and it really looked bad here. But you know, oh
No,
well.
why? You've got sprinkles on it. It's good.
Oh,
No,
It's
no,
on
the,
the plate.
the tarnish. I should have. I just
Oh,
wasn't
no,
paying
no, it's
attention.
got such character.
you know what's
Yeah,
cool? Is, the
I agree.
background, the
It's got,
gray in the background.
it's got such good contrast here. It's wonderful.
Yeah,
That was not a
choice of
mistake.
the choice of background is perfect because it's got grain and it really just pops the plate.
I on the bottom right hand corner there was glare, and I tried to duplicate, clone the sparkles in the countertop, but I couldn't get it. It looks different if you look at it close up. I
Yeah.
couldn't. I don't, and I couldn't figure that out.
I think that's something that you're seeing that I don't see as a different viewer, but it's something that you see because you saw the original.
Yeah.
I would also suggest that background be darkened.
Darkened. Okay.
You know, that take it down so that the plate becomes more of the subject. I mean, it is the subject, but a little bit darker.
Wow, Helene,
What?
how did you, I mean.
Oh, that's the
Oh
original.
wow.
Wow.
Oh,
See the people looking in the window?
yeah.
A lot of
Yeah.
work.
In Tom.
that's neat. I like the other one better. But this,
Wow.
Put a light
You
paint
are the Photoshop queen. There's no question about it.
oh, yeah.
Wow.
I would never. do-
Although I liked the suggestions, the only thing that I would have changed from my picture that I showed was the cloned white dot on the right or the left. I don't remember. Yeah, I'm usually better about stuff like that, and I do something to get rid of the one that's obviously a duplicate.
All right.
You don't
Did
see
you
the
add
people
Sky
and
to
you don't
that
see the-
one?
Huh?
Helene, did you add Sky to that one? Like a pretend?
I don't know,
Sky?
Jake, did I?
Hey,
Oh, I can't,
Done.
you did not. Sky. You made it
Yeah, the
bluer.
sky was there. Oh my God, we had beautiful skies almost every day.
hey, Jay,
Yes,
can I share something?
I need Jerry to do.
Okay, no
what
problem.
you do, and
You're
then
right.
yes, you can share something.
We'll do it later.
No,
Let's-
please don't forget it.
No, I won't. I won't forget it.
I need to hand the microphone off to Gary because,
Absolutely.
yeah, we're seems over in my head.
Where are we time? Is it,
No, we're
mine
good. We're
isn't
good
a long,
time-wise. You actually
present-
have up to 35 minutes if you want it.
oh, okay, no, I don't
How
think
many
it'll
minutes do
take,
you want?
depending on, the kind of discussion we have
Are you
going.
going to
I
take
don't-
questions during, or do you prefer to hold them till after?
Yeah,
Can you
actually,
open-
what I'd like to do is
I'd
that,
like everybody to open their chat and be
Yeah,
ready to ask
put
questions.
the chat in there, feel free to just go ahead and ask questions as I'm going through. One of the ways that I do my presentations is it really is meant to be interactive. It isn't, just come listen to me. It's not the way I do when I do things like this. It really, to make it valuable for everyone, really needs to be where we've got a discussion going that really brings out so many different points for so many different people. Jay, when you first had asked me to do this, I had to really sit back and take a look because I really wasn't sure that I had something that would be really benefit others. I mean, I have my way of being able to, sell my work online, and that, I'm a really small fish in a huge worldwide, place for people to sell their works. And there's so many great, outstanding photographers, and a lot of people are selling. That's what they want to do. It's what I want to do. For me to do my photography just for myself isn't what makes my heart sing. So for me to take my work and want to be able to share it and be able to have a place for people to get to know me and who I am, I do it through my work, and I do it online to sell because that's who I am. That's what makes me up. So I'm hoping that through the discussion that we've got here, that it will, bring out some points that others would like. I know there's 2 or 3 other people that are here tonight that are also selling your work. I would ask you to go ahead and, participate. There's things that could really be brought out to help others in their journey to be able to sell if that's where they're wanting to go. Mine is just one, as I say, little way of doing it. It's one that for me is that I have a way to do it that I think hopefully will be some useful tools for everyone. So what I'm going to do is in the chat room, I'm going to put these up because, okay, well, how come you're not accepting it? Let me do this another way then. Hold on 1 second. And let me go to over here, copy.
I think you made a very valid point that there are people in the room here that are looking to market their photographs, even if they just have one super photograph that they've taken in the past. They need to hear what you have to
I
say.
did a copy and I'm trying to do a paste, and it's not, it is not taking it. Isn't that interesting?
Let me make sure you are in fact still a co-host because that thing blew up on.
Why don't you
No,
share
you
your
are
screen,
co-host.
Jerry?
It's, let me try one more. I did copy.
There's a little.
And then if I go down to the bottom where it says, type message, if I start to type something, there it is. So I put in here to paste and it's not pasting. So, okay.
Click
I
on
said
that little piece of
the
paper.
things that I was going to put in here so that you would have them.
Is it a document?
It's out of Quark, but I just copied and pasted, and it's always worked. So what I think I'll do is that what I was putting up here is reference material for everybody.
Is it a file?
I'm sorry.
Is it a file that's on your computer?
It's it's at a Quark. It isn't a file. Yeah.
Okay, can you just go ahead and click on the little paper that's next to the smiley face and see if you can choose your computer and then go find it and by navigating the folders. And if not, we'll send it in an email to everybody that's present.
Yeah, I was going to say if I put it into a email, because it's some, I think some valuable information. It's one of the things on here is, you know, the best practices and what to do and how to do it. I've given you a website. There's a thing on here on how to use tags and keywords for your photos that are really, really important if you're going to sell online. There's one of my main platforms in Etsy, and that with there's like 5 different ways of tips of, you know, of how to do it. There's another one for SEO, which is search engine optimization. That I have websites for all of these, damn it. So I'll have to send those to you because they are. And then there's a list of different places that are top places to be able to sell your work. So for whatever reason, it's not pasting. So that's what you will be getting. And
Was that? It'll be here in 30 minutes. Oh, okay. So you got it, right? Right.
I've muted him.
Okay. So
Jerry, are you able to do what Jay was mentioning, like, you know, going to your computer and then
let's see if that'll work. Yeah, let's see if that works, Jay. If
It's
you
a small
can,
sheet of paper next to the happy face.
okay.
You can
I'm on the regular screen with you, right?
Oh, okay. You can share.
Oh, share it.
You can share it, or you can try again with the little paper. And then go down to your computer and
file
on your computer.
Oh, here we go. File. Okay, your computer.
Yeah, and then you just navigate to where that document is and however long it takes.
Oh, oh, you guys are good. You guys are really good. Let's see if this opens.
Okay, I see that.
Oh, it's a Quark file, but it's not showing what's in the file.
Security issue detected. Yeah, we can't read a QR.
No, you can't. Let me try just one other really quick thing here. Sorry,
No,
guys.
just share your screen.
Is that
Can I trust you? It says I have a potential security issue here.
No, it's not. It doesn't understand that it's a file. Jerry, not everybody here is a graphic artist, kind of nerd and has that software. Can you share your screen for us and continue to narrate?
Yeah, let's see how to do that. Okay.
Well, you can send that later, but why don't you, let's hear your presentation.
Yeah, okay. Because what this is, it's all backup material for you guys, because it'll give you places to go to look at and how to do it. And it's a lot more in depth than what I do. But I'll make sure that I get Jay a way that he could send it out to everybody.
Perfect.
Okay. So let's
Thank
go.
you.
Let's go back up to my notes here. And that, hold on one second. Okay, so so I say the way that I work and how I've really worked is that, you know, I come from a background of advertising, graphic design, having my own firm. So I'm aware of marketing, and I'm aware of usually the pros that are really selling the work, they have salespeople. You know, the Peter Lux, all of the people that are selling big bucks photos, they don't do it online. I mean, they don't do it personally one-on-one. They have salespeople. My kind of way of doing it is that because I'm retired, I know that I want my work to be out there. I know I want to share it with others, and I want to be able to sell it. But I don't do it full time. When I first started my business in 2012,
Mhm.
I went on Etsy, not knowing the first thing about diddly. But my daughter was selling artwork there. So I said, oh, heck, I'm going to go ahead and do it, jump in. So from 2012 until probably 2015, 16, 17, did I start to gain an audience. I mean, it is a tough business. And if you're going to go down that road because your heart's telling you to go there, and if you want to make it a business to really make money, then you got to work it like a business. And you got to put the time in. For me, I'm not putting that kind of time in because it ruins my experience of being able to go out and shoot and then bring things back if all I'm doing is trying to feed online things. So that isn't for me. But I'm saying that for you, if it is, one of the major things that I was disappointed in, I thought I would just put things up on Etsy. It would sell like hotcakes and then I would do fine. Well, it's a tough business. It takes several years, or it has for me, for me to gain an audience of people that like the kind of work that I'm doing. So with that is the way that I've approached things is that the number one thing that I have found is that like with life or is I treat my friends and I treat my clients like they were family. So for me to have that kind of personal interplay is what works for me. You know, it may not be for everybody. It may not be that kind of thing that you want to do, but I know for me, if I can connect with people and the ones that I've connected with, they feel connected. They get me. They feel there's a genuine caring of me being able to show what I'm doing and what I'm about, and it has paid off. Has it paid off to make millions of dollars? No, it isn't. That isn't where I am with it, but it's paid off in my heart, and that's the biggest thing. So, you know, for selling online, maybe the big thing to understand is that it takes time, like with any business, to be able to grow it, and that there's a whole hell of a lot of great photographers out there selling their works. I'll go over some of the platforms that I use on how I do it and where I do it and, you know, why I do it that way. You know, as I say, when I started in 2012, it got to be really up at more 2016 and up, where my work started finding an audience. And that with that, you know, it's not a huge amount, but over, you know, Etsy is one of my major platforms that I sell on. And I'll tell you why in a minute. I also use Fine Art America, and I'll tell you why I use them. You know, to date, from that 2012 to where I am now, I've sold just about little under, you know, 1,000 different sales, which isn't, you know, it's not huge, but it allows me to do what I want to do, to say, buy a new camera. And so I've gone with that, knowing I want to have it be personal. I want to have interplay with people, and I want to put out there what my heart's saying. So let me go over to, you know, saying that, now that I've said that, how many people here, and, you know, chime in, whether it's in the box, discussion box, or raising your hand, or, you know, just outward, let me know how many people here are really interested in selling their work. I mean, if it's not something thing, I'll just give you basics. But if it's something where we can create this together to really answer your questions of how you might get started, or pricing, or what are tags, or, you know, anything like that, then let's open it up so that we can have discussion, and I'll tell you how I've approached it. Does that make sense for everyone?
Yeah, I put a question in the chat.
Oh, okay, one here we got, is they want to know how you're able to be family with clients that contact you. Is that email? Yeah, when you first start when you put together your, let's see how to answer this. You'll want to put together a bio on yourself. You want to put together it's a blog, basically. You want to have your own blog. My kind of blog is one that is not a mainstream blog. The blog that I use on Facebook, I have two different ways of selling on Facebook. One is that I have an account, and it's Jerry Cowart Designers, and I sell through that. But where I found that I really get the most satisfying kind responses and sales is coming from my personal Facebook page, where I talk about me, I talk about my work, I talk about whatever it might be, but I share myself openly and freely with who I am and what I'm about and the kind of photography that I do. People really want to be, they want to feel welcome with you. They want you to be, part of their lives. They want, when they're going to buy something personal, at least this is my thought, they're going to buy my work, they want to know who I am. So whether that's good or bad, I just found that I need to treat them like they were family, because they get to know me with all my goods and all the bads or whatever it might be. They now get an insight to me, and they get an insight to my work. And my work has to be, it has to touch their heart, or they're not going to buy it. But I found that
So Jerry, you're selling an experience for the person, so that every time they see that picture, they can connect with the experience that they've had with you.
Yes, exactly.
Got it.
And the reasons for are actually, your question, Jay, did that answer your question?
You are making personal contact with people through a Facebook page and getting to know you. It's similar to my concert photos, where the band members actually know me now. We're friends, and wherever they travel, if I give them a like, they know who it's coming from.
Yes.
You have a relationship, and next year when I see Queen Nation again, they're all going to smile and wave a drumstick at me.
But I mean, I make really sure that if somebody makes a comment, they've taken the time to say, I like it, or whatever, is that I always respond back. I thank them for that, and all of those things really come with the experience of who I am. And I think people buy because of that, because of who I am. I mean, my work is good. It's not going to light up, judges. It's not going to light up, commanding thousands of dollars, but it does work for me. And those are the people that are responding to my work.
Do you get a lot of your sales from the events that you go to, where you've connected with people and they see you there shooting?
Yeah, that was another place to be able to go. The places that I do my selling online one is Etsy, one's Fine Art America, one is Instagram, one is Smug Mug. Each one, and one is also doing shows. I haven't done some in a couple of years because of the pandemic, but again, the personal one-on-one, when you're at a show and get to talk with the people that are there, you make an impression. They may really love your work. A lot of times they will not buy right on the spot. They have a card, they'll go home, they'll pull up my website, and they will buy off of that. Or they'll tell their friends, hey, I met this guy, blah, 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 blah. He does, photography, let's say with horses, wild horses. You're going to love his work. and it gets to be word of mouth, but it does come from putting yourself out and doing shows. And that's what I did at the very beginning, is whatever show I could get into, and it was a hell of a lot of work. Now I've cut back on doing not a whole lot of shows because I don't enjoy the work as much as the process of loving just taking photography and sharing it. So let me give you the reasons that I did the different platforms for, like with Etsy, and then I want to make sure I go back to, I see that there's several questions here, but maybe this will answer some of them. The reason I chose Etsy is that particular one, when I looked at what is it that I wanted to sell my work for, you're all going to come up against what is your market, what's it going to bear, what do you want to charge for your work, for your artistry. And what I did is I looked on Etsy, and I went to one of the areas that has, let's say it's the wild horses. Several people are selling wild horses photos. So I went there and looked to see what other people were doing, what their prices are, what they're offering. And then I went back to my place and plugged in, I want my work to be something that would be affordable to anybody that would like to do it. So I'm not charging outrageous prices. And so with it, one way to look at where you want to, how to price your work, look at what others are doing on the platforms that you want to sell on. Etsy, you have to, you do all of the back end. So when I put up a photo for sale, I'll give, 10 different sizes and, shapes and giving pricing. When they buy it, I have to pull that print. Etsy does take care of all of the taxes. They take care of the buying, end of things. They take the money, they send you the money. But I have to take care of the fulfillment of pulling my own prints, of doing the shipping, any of those kinds of things. With Fine Art America, they're huge. And that with them, you have 20,000 worldwide or more other photographers that are selling their work. So I also looked at what those people were charging for their work of similar kinds of things, and it's all over the board. So again, I chose what I wanted to get for my work, and it's, some people said, well, you've got to put in, how much time did it take? All of those things that might go into it. Well, if I took how much time it might take to go on a photo shoot and then come back and go through everything, my work would be selling for thousands, or it wouldn't sell. So I look to see what others are going for, put mine in sort of in the middle, and have done okay with it. Mm-hmm. One of the things that Fine America offers, which is really great, is that they're a one-stop place. You go there, they also, you have to send them the high-res file. They always have it on file. So if I lose mine, they have it there, I can get it. You tell them what it is that you want to price your particular photograph at, and then they put a markup on it because they pull the prints. Whether it's a glass print, whether it's a matted framed, whether it's a 40 by 60, 60 by 80, they do all that in-house and take care of the shipping, which I only offer on Etsy up to 28 by, I think it's 28 by 30 size, but I don't offer those to be framed or matted at large sizes. I send them to Fine Art America. Fine Art America shows the people what it's going to look like on glass, what it's going to look like with a mat that's a different color. It's a whole different platform, which is really, really great. and that with it, I mean, I'm not really into, say, selling mugs or t-shirts or those things, but they do offer them. And so with it, if you want them to sell, you know, your work on glasses or t-shirts, that is an option that you can take care of. Instagram also is probably more valuable, but it takes a lot more time to be able to get things up and be able to process and drive them to my sites. SmugMug, I do because I have lots and lots of galleries. Let's say on a photo shoot, I'll come back and I'll put 500 pictures up there. And the people that hired me, they will go through and look. SmugMug does offer where they can buy directly from, you know, whatever I put up, they can buy right there on the spot. But again, it's a different platform. It costs more to be able to do that, where Etsy, you're only paying per every 4 months, you're paying like a month, no, for 4 months in order to post one of my photos to sell. Fine Art America, you have a yearly fee of, I don't know, it's 50 or it's not very expensive to be able to have them do what they do. SmugMug, you'd have to do the same thing. And it's just another avenue of, for me, it takes a lot of work in order to, I would probably sell more because people, when they go to your sites, they want to do it now. They don't want to wait 2 weeks. They want it overnight. It's just our nature of doing things now. For SmugMug, if you put things up and you tell people it's going to take 2 or 3 weeks, you're going to lose a lot of sales. So with that, you might want to make it as an e-commerce kind of site through SmugMug because you're going to get quick sales that way.
So with Jerry, with SmugMug, it's like when you go and you shoot a rodeo or one of these events, and you come back with 500 pictures, and there's 100 different families and that sort of thing. You can blast a whole bunch of stuff and lay it on SmugMug.
Yes.
And you can go find it, and they can buy their 8x10 glossy, you know, right away. And so that's why SmugMug's a good place for you to play for that sort of stuff.
Yes.
But it's not what you would use for Fine Art America, where you would probably have less images, but you'd have the really high quality stuff.
Exactly. And where SmugMug, I mean, I can put in there that I offer framed prints, but it's usually more for, you know, bind prints that aren't framed. And so for SmugMug, like this shoot I just did with the puppies, you know, I put a couple 100 photos up there. The lady that hired me, she's going to go through and pick the ones that she wants. I've given a price list that I always put in each gallery so they know what the prices are. They know how to get in touch with me. They know how to buy. They have every single way that they would need in order to get in touch with me. But usually I already have a relationship with these people anyway. So they know me and we're going back and forth. Now there are going to be people like the one team roping event that I did a couple of weeks ago. I was invited. It was a invitation only to go out for these riders to do team roping. The lady was very supportive of me and my work. Once she saw it, she went ballistic saying, "Oh my God, this is great." So she asked everybody that was riding and told them to go to my site on SmugMug, and they're choosing photos there to be able to buy. And they have my phone number, they have my email address, and then I put up a special listing for them, and then I sell it that way. And I do the tail end of the doing my prints and then shipping it. Or if I can, I'd like to deliver because I want the personal relationship. If I have to drive out to Acton, that's fine because I get to meet people. I get to meet them on their ranches. I get to meet, you know, it's like one hand feeding the other. As soon as you start going out and being with people, they, oh, well, you need to go down the block because so-and-so's ranch is doing a barrel racing and they're going to see your work. I mean, it's that personal part that I found really works for me and blossoms out because I'm willing to do it like that.
Jerry,
Yeah.
on Smug Mug, are you just selling you're mostly selling just the prints themselves and not the a framed copy and all that stuff? Because that takes more work and time and money.
Yes, for Smug Mug and Etsy, on Etsy, I will go up to a 16 by 20 matted print, and then I will not go any larger than that because then it gets into shipping, and I won't do frame ones at that size because it's glass. I would, if somebody wants one of those photos that they've seen on Etsy, it usually is also on Fine Art America, or I will put it up there and say, look, here's what you can take a look at. You're looking at doing metal prints. You're looking at doing, canvas prints. They, Fine Art America, they offer all that. So that to answer your question, people that go to Smug Mug, they're going to see my work. And if they, even though in my price list, I will give them prices for certain sizes of doing canvas prints and different sizes of matted prints. When they want to go outside that range, then I tell them, okay, you want to go to my website on Fine Art America. I will post this photo now. You'll be able to look at, 30 different ways that maybe you've never even thought about of how to mount that photo or what kind of mat to use. Oh, maybe have you thought about wood? All of those things comes through that. It takes a little longer. It's not on the spare of the moment. They're going to buy a 16 by 20 acrylic. So I'm losing at some point, but it's more, I have an outlet to be able to shift people over to that want those kind of sizes, and they've seen my work on Smug Mug. So then it's a dialogue between them and me, and we go back and forth. So as I say, a word of caution with that is that people want their work and they want it now, and they want to buy something and then they want to have it turned around in a couple of days. I can do that with Etsy. I can do that with Fine Art America. I can't do it with Smug Mug. It takes a few days longer. So does that answer your question?
Yes, and then I forgot my other question. Let's see. Oh, do you have to pay like a subscription fee for all of those places like Etsy and Smug Mug?
Yeah, the way that Etsy works is once you build they call it a shop. Once you build your Etsy shop, that's free. Where they make their money is that each listing that I put up, let's say it's a grasshopper listing, and I offer say 10 different sizes. I put all that into one listing. People can go through and they see the image, and then they see what the pricing on each one is, and then they go to the shopping cart and they buy it. And what they're buying is then Etsy takes care of all of the money. They take care of the taxes. They send me a email that this person now has bought this particular piece, and now I'm directly in touch with those people. So we can go back and forth, and may have special requests. But each listing is only costing me 20 cents every 4 months. So it's really inexpensive to be able to do it that way. And one of the things that when I get this other the how-tos, just a side note, is that with Etsy, you're wanting to use tags, you're wanting to use different words in your in your listings, it's going to grab the computer's attention to somebody that say, I want wild horses. Well, you got to figure out what all those words are.
Keywords, right? The
Pardon
keywords.
me?
These are
Keywords.
keywords. These are.
Yeah, they're keywords and they call it SEO, and I'm trying to think what that means.
Search
But
engine optimization.
yeah, that's what it is. And so with it, there's you want to be able to find what those words are to be able to put them up so people get to where you are. The way that Etsy algorithms work is that, you know, the people that are selling a lot, they get to be on page 1. There could be 50, 60 pages of people selling wild horse photos. So it's be able to read, when you read your listing, it goes to the front for a couple of days. So for 20 cents, big deal. So for when it's around Christmas time, or when I'm into doing some of my wild horse calendars, I will spend the 20 cents every week or every few days, because I know that listing is going to be at the very front page of people looking for wild horse 2023 calendars. So it's learning, you know, whatever you can start to read and learn of how to do it. There's little keys to how to do it. Both Fine Art America and Etsy have groups. I would suggest to join those, because there's people that have done this a lot longer than me. They are groups that are, they're friendly groups. I mean, they're ones that you go to learn, and they will help you through all of this. I found that to be, again, for me, really, really rewarding, and that those, you make friends out of it that way. And you find you also, I'm getting referrals from people because I helped them in a way, from whatever my 2 cents worth was, it worked for somebody else. So the online groups, lots of knowledge, and go ahead and use it. The other way of getting your work noticed when I first started is, you know, go to your family, go to your friends. They really want you to succeed. If you ask them for their support, they want to be there for you. So, you know, the first few years I wasn't making a lot of sales, but Aunt Joan, you know, she calls and she wants, you know, whatever, or a friend from a friend. Oh, I heard you're selling your artwork. Pretty soon, after a few years, that starts to get out, because it does take a while in order to create the audience that's going to follow you and want to support you. And I found that I ask, and it isn't always easy, but I get past that. I'm trying to ask them to buy something, where I'm trying to say, you know, this is what I do. I'm loving what I'm doing. You know, it's given me life. If you respond to this, if there's something that touches you, you know, you can buy it here, and it seems to be working. So does that answer your question?
How much do you sell them for, Joe?
They go from $45 to $65. I've just now starting a whole new. One of the things that I have read in putting together your sites is that I found that my work now has really shifted a lot into cowboys, cowgirls, and horses. I mean, it feeds my heart. So I now, instead of just selling all that through an Etsy shop that sells, you know, all of my work, but it's not refined, I'm now going to open up its own shop that will be cowboys, cowgirls, and horses.
Right.
I am going to make those all limited edition, signed and numbered prints, and I'm going to ask a lot more. So my pricing, Terry, was I want people to be able to buy it and be able, anybody that wants it to be able to get it. So my pricing is relatively low for a 14 by 60, you know, 14 by 11 by 14 print. You know, my 12 by 18, my 12 or 18 by 26 prints are like 135. Again, they're low prices, but I knew that going in, I want people to be able to get it. So it's a different philosophy than, let's say, you know, if I was in Hansel Adams, I'd be in a whole different ballgame, but I'm not in that arena to play at that kind of a level. I mean, I'm satisfied with me, say with my wild horse calendars. I want to do friggin' calendars. So I may only sell 50 or 60 a year, but I want to do it. And, you know, I price them at, you know, $30 or 35, whatever it is, because I want to be able to do it for me. So it's not so much for me about the money of having to make lots and lots of money on each print. It's just not my makeup. But that's not true for
Yeah, I
everybody.
mean, one
so.
of the things that when I looked into it and talked to some people, like some of the judges at F-stop and all that, they said you should figure out the equivalent of an hourly rate, what you're willing to take. If it takes, you know, if it takes you 4 hours, then you won't. Your hourly rate's $25, and it sells for $100.
Yeah.
So I mean,
okay, so
you don't want to be working for minimum wage, I guess.
On mine, what I said at the very beginning, it really, you know, if you put into, if I tried to put my hours to say, go up to Tehachapi and shoot the wild horses up there, which I have, and then to come back and go through, you know, hundreds and hundreds of photos, then do the kind of work that I want to do on those photos, then take the time to post them, I would have to sell my work for, you know, outrageous amount of money. And for me, it won't, that isn't what it is for me. But I do know that in talking with the professionals that say like the Randy Fields or the Hutches, I mean, they're going to price theirs a lot different than I do. And they do on what, you know, what it is that they'd like to get, you know, per hour. You know, mine may only be $5 an hour I'm working for, but that's really okay with me. I mean, I'm not having to feed a family. You know, I'm retired. I'm doing it for the love of doing it because it gives me a purpose in life.
I see your work being sold in quantity.
Yes.
So let's say, for example, you have one equine picture that is just lovely and it's a popular photo.
Yeah.
And you sold it at 1/15th of its cost. You sell 15 of them or 30 of them, you're making money.
Yes, exactly.
Because you're going on the quantity.
Yes.
And not just a one-off. I jokingly put in a message here in the chat that I'm just going to sell everything for $3,000 each. One and done. But, you know, I could, because maybe that gives it value by pricing it really high, and you won't sell 50 of them, but you might sell one of them in 3 years.
Yeah.
And if you were selling it for $15 each, and I would have sold $3,000 worth in 3 years, same difference to me.
Jerry?
Yeah.
Are you incorporated?
No, I'm not. When I had a business, I was incorporated, and now because I am at a, my wife handles all of my business end of stuff.
If you have a corporation, you can write off all your expenses. You can write off a room in your house. You can do all kinds of things.
I'm gonna ask a favor. I'm gonna ask a favor. We're YouTubing this. Let's not go there.
Okay.
No
Sorry,
legal
Jay.
advice.
Sorry.
Yeah. We can close the meeting and go there, but not on YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem.
You did nothing wrong. I
Okay, no
just wanted to
problem.
Caution you.
I'm looking at one of the notes here. Will you share your links? Yes, I will. I'll put the links up before I sign off of both my actually all three of mine, Etsy and Slugbug and Fine Art America. You can look at a lot from there. Another question.
If you look at the chat here, Jerry, send anything that we talked about to that Google. Perfect.
Groups, okay. Then I'll do it there.
Everybody in the club will get it.
Okay.
Save the chat, and I would like to close the meeting at 8:30, make it an even 2 hours.
Then let's.
And I knew you needed more than 20 minutes. You were absolutely awesome. The information that I gained from being here and listening to you, I can't tell you, it's given me a level of comfort where I will maybe market some of my photos, see how
Good.
concert photos go, or botanical photos that I feel that I do well. And maybe we could form a little club that just does an Etsy page together. And instead of my selling only my work, we could all sell each other's work, so to speak. There's ideas, right?
There's,
I'm not saying you would do that. You're established, but
no, there is ways that thinking outside the box that allows you to, you know, for anybody that wants to get aboard and sell their work, there's ways to be able to do it. You know, for the people that wasn't able to get their questions answered here.
well, let me tell you what we'll do. I'm going to sign off with the recording. So let's
Okay.
all say goodbye to YouTube. Thank you for being here, my friends. And we'll see you again another day.
Okay.
Fourth Tuesday of every month.
Yeah.
VPC as a membership meeting. Bye.
Okay.